Bread is one unique food item that reaches far beyond borders. It stands in a class all by itself. It's fairly affordable and, interestingly, many people feel a personal sense of attachment towards it. Julia Child, an American chef, author and TV personality, once said, "How can a nation be called great if its bread tastes like Kleenex?" With several billions of bread lovers all over the world, the economic importance of bread is not lost on the Bank of Industry. BoI is always eager to support serious-minded entrepreneurs in the bread-making subsector because of its potential to feed many and provide jobs. And here, BoI has supported another bread-making business, this time in Abuja, the nation's capital. Mrs. Oluchukwu Ohaka is the MD CEO of Dashop Global Services Limited, starting out barely 2 years ago as a supermarket. Dashop soon began baking pastries in small quantities. And then the Bank of Industry came along. Mrs. Ohaka speaks of how the Bank of Industry has helped Dashop increase production volume such that they can now compete favorably and distribute bread across several locations in Abuja and the Middle Belt region.
We bake family loaf, which is the regular premium bread that people call family loaf, and we also bake coconut bread. Then we also have our small loaves we tend to use to reach to the common man. Those in the market pushing barrow and all that, you don't have money to buy big, you can buy a bread of 50 naira, and it's quite tasty, and you can enjoy it with a bottle of drink or water as the person pleases.
Which of these is your bestseller?
Actually, I won't really say anyone is the bestseller right now because they are all selling. I started last year with family loaf and it was selling. Then I decided to add another of our approved product, which is the coconut bread this year, like a month now. And the patronage is so high, and actually they are all selling. They are all selling. The micro loaf is just 1 week old, so it's also selling. I can't say it's selling more than others because it's selling as well as others are selling, so they are all selling.
Tell me about the BoI intervention. When and how did it start?
Okay, it started when I was doing it one bag. I intended it to be small, and when the patronage started coming, I found out that we're not able to meet the demand with just one bag oven, and it was a challenge. So my bakers will stress themselves out to bake like 6 bags in the morning and another 6 in the evening, which is what I could have done using the same time for like 20-30 bags. And so we actually looked for help, and Bank of Industry came to our aid, and we're able to get a bigger oven. Right now, the oven takes 4 bags at once. So even if we have like 20 or 30 bags in a day, it will take my bakers up to 10 hours to finish. So when they come to work in the morning, they've even stopped running the shift because of the volume, the oven, and other machines they give to us. Like we have the 2 bags mixer, we can mix 2 at once, and then using one to be mixing with the old ones we have. So we put in all these resources together. It's really giving us a high speed in production, more than what we had before.
Abuja is a major city center, and in terms of bread consumption, it's a saturated market. What is your own strategy, or what strategy did you adopt to ensure that you engage that market and you stay profitable?
Well, I'll say I started with my own tastes. It's different from others. And then when it was a little difficult to sell, sometimes I feel like giving up. My phone will ring, customers will call because my number is on the label. They will say, "Madam, we love your bread, please keep it up, don't stop." And that gave me courage. So I kept on pushing on. And within a short time, places that it was not being sold that much, places we were selling like 5, 10, started taking like 20, 50, and like that. We started venturing into other states. Like right now, my bread is being sold in Makurdi, Boko, Lokoja, Jos, and other locations we are also planning to go into, not just Abuja. So we bake for all those locations, and our bread has been known for consistency. Even when some of the materials increased money, we focused on quality. And then people just know our bread. Anywhere they see it, they know that this is the shop. It stands out from the crowd. So that way, there's been the challenge was there, but because we continued and were consistent, people just know that if you're going for that shop, this is what you're going to get, and nothing short of it. So people just, with time, they switched and sales increased. And then we are now able to, because some of the challenges is that people complain that they will see us today, they will not see us tomorrow because the oven we're using was giving us problem. But now that we have a bigger oven, we are able to meet the demand, and they are always seeing my marketers constantly. I have actually about 8 vans, one for bringing in of raw materials from my suppliers I go to carry, and then 7 for distribution. And they kept on seeing my workers, my marketers on a daily basis. And then if you see the person today, see the person tomorrow, and you bought 2 today and you finished it, so if you come tomorrow, they take 3, they take 4. And like that, we have really, really stayed the test of time, and I'm happy we did.
What equipment or what set of equipment did the Bank of Industry fund?
The oven that takes like 4 bags at once, macadam's oven I told you about, and they gave me mixer also 2 bags. I had 1. So I can now mix 3 bags at the same time. The one they gave me is mixing 2, and another one is mixing 1. They also gave me a dough divider. I was using hand. They'll use knife and cut and scale until they keep putting, before they will now finish with one dough. It takes time, and so that was cumbersome. But now, with the dough divider, all we do is measure a quantity and put and press. It gives us the number we want at once and also roll. They also give me the roller. When they were rolling with hand, it was difficult. For you to do one dough and roll and press and then compress and then give it that shape, it takes time. So with the roller, we'll just cut with the dough divider, we'll throw in, and it's rolling out. It helps me to do more. And also a slicer. Also gave me a slicer. The one I had one before, and it wasn't really giving me what I want. Sometimes it will not give us the number because you need to slice more. So now they give me 1 more, and then we can actually use 2 slicers at the same time.
Now, the BoI intervention, what level of capacity in terms of production did it give you?
Okay, before now, sometimes we struggle with 5 bags, 6, 7. But now, in a day, we do 20, 25, minimum 15. And the time, it doesn't even take us that much time because we always like our customers to have our bread fresh. That's why we don't produce more than that. So once the order comes, we'll give you a fresh bread. So if not, we would have been doing up to 30 if we're the type that bake and keep bread for a long time before we push out. So we bake according to order. And most times our order is not less than 15, 20 bags. And then we just bake it that day, and it goes out that day because of the time it buys us to start in the morning. Before evening, the bread is ready. The person is getting it fresh at the kiosk or shop or in the town where we are supplying the distributor.
If you really didn't have to think about who's going to buy, what is your production capacity?
Because of the capacity I have now, I can do as much as 50 bags every day if there's no concern of people to buy. But like bread is a perishable product, and it's better enjoyed when it's fresh. So we like people to get our bread fresh. That's one of the things we get going for us. And when you supply it fresh, it gets finished from the shelf before the time that it will go bad, so that we don't have to record much damages, from the markets.
What determines how much you produce?
Like I said earlier, demand as in request from, because we have distributors and we have our vans, and there's a level that a van can carry at once. There are bigger vans. If I had a bigger van, like my driver going to Makurdi goes with my Sienna that can carry 650. When he carries 700, the bread begins to press, and customers don't like to buy bread that is deformed. So that if I had a van that can carry like 4,000, he goes from Makurdi to Boko, go around that axis and finish it before coming back. So you will not get to go to Makurdi, come back, carry and go to Boko and all that. So some of those things are the constraints we have that is making us not to produce as much as we would have loved to.
Give me a sense of the level of competition that you're up against.
Wow. The competition is stiff. Why do I say that? A bakery, first of all, for it to run, there's a production cost that has to do with your building, the workers, the diesel and maintenance, lights and all that. And so there's a number that you have to produce minimum a day to be able to help you make profits. If you produce below that, there is nothing you do that you can make profit. And if you try to make profit, your price gets so high. So because we started new, it was really not easy. And those ones can sell a bread at 300 to be sold at 350, for instance. And our own costs will land us to 290, 295. And we'll still get to sell 300 to be able to meet up with them. And then we're not getting the volume that will say if you're making 5 naira, the volume can give you the much needed profit to be able to sustain you. So the competition is really stiff with the big ones. But another one, I come in again, the help of the back of industry to even be able to have the capacity to produce. Let it be left for the demand. Then we're able to meet up a little bit to compete with them because they've been there, they have the name. Like I said, people that don't know our product, they hardly come to pick it from the shelf unless somebody just likes the design or wants to try something new. But I bet you that the ones that are buying from us are those that tried it once.